Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of Astro ROVE. Astro ROVE is the fourth game in the ROVE cinematic universe. The original ROVE, Results-Oriented Versatile Explorer, was released in 2021 and is arguably the heaviest of the bunch. A streamlined sequel, Aqua ROVE, was released 3 years later. The third game, ROVE Junior, is a much simpler version that's meant for kids. Astro ROVE is going to be kickstarted as part of the Button Shy Wallet Games Spring 2026 collection, along with 3 other games: Jarl, Everything Machine, and Shaper. The campaign launches on Tuesday, April 7th. If you're interested in more information, click on the link in the description below. Setup for Astro ROVE is incredibly simple. Just take the 6 module cards, shuffle them, and arrange them in a 2x3 grid. Then take the rest of the cards, shuffle them with the mission side face up, and form a deck. Draw the top card as your first mission. Then draw your starting hand of movement cards. Either 5 for a normal game, 4 for a hard game, and 3 for an impossible game. I'm gonna play on hard. And that's it, I'm ready to begin. If you've played any ROVE games in the past, this will seem very familiar. We need to complete 7 missions by arranging these modules to fit the pattern on the mission card. Each pattern shows the exact location of 2 modules. The rest can be filled in by any modules. In order to move the modules, we need to play a movement card, which is going to give us movement points equal to the number in the upper left corner. I think I might go with this card here. That's going to give us 2 movement points, but an additional point because the movement type matches the movement type that's on our mission card. So this is actually giving us 3 movement. And if you like, you can count your movement points by using these little notches that are on the side of the card. Sometimes I do that, but not always. Now there's essentially 2 different ways of moving. These arrows show the directions that we can move the module, and because it's an arrow, that means that we can move it along that direction as far as we want, even passing over other modules. So for example, for 1 movement point, I could move this module all the way to here if I wanted to. As you can see, some of them will allow you to move diagonal and others won't let you move diagonal. And then there's this type of movement that has the dot at the end rather than the arrow. That only lets you move 1 grid space, and it doesn't allow you to move into a location with another module or pass over one. So if I had played this card instead, I would only be able to move, still I could move diagonally, but I could move like something like that. You have to imagine that there's a grid out here. Now, just like the other games, you have to make sure that the modules all stay adjacent, all in one group. You can't have any number of modules separated from the group. But diagonal is okay. That is considered adjacent. And there's 2 other little tricks that you can employ. As you can see on the bottom of this card, it says that we can move any module to be adjacent to this type of module. All these modules have names. That is the reactor. So at any time on our turn, as we're spending these movement points, we can activate that for free. That doesn't use up our movement points. And in fact, I think I'll use that right now. And I'll use that to move the brain next to the reactor. That seems like it could set us up because we need the brain down here. Now the second trick that we can do, again for free without spending a movement point, is we can flip these modules over to their other side. They always start on this star side, but if you flip them over, they actually become a different module. Now for each of these, you can only do that once per game. It's permanent when you do it. So you can see here, we flip it over and it actually becomes this type. Those are thrusters. That actually wouldn't be a bad move because then I could just push this over here and get it into position. But that might mess us up in the future. As you can see down here, it shows you what type of module will become when you flip it. And you can do that as many times as you want on your turn, but again, once you flip it, it's permanent. Actually, looking at our next mission, it also is going to need a thruster. So having 2 thrusters right now isn't the worst thing in the world. But I don't think I'm going to do that yet. Because I think I can do this in 3 moves. I can move this up here for 1. I can move this down here for 2. And then I can move this over here for 3. So yeah, let's do it. 1 here. We can move diagonal. I couldn't move this here right now because that would separate them. So I've got to move this down first. In fact, I can move it all the way down because I am working with arrows here. So why not? We'll just do that for 2. And then boom for 3. We had 3 movement points on there. And that's it. We have completed that mission. Perfectly matched. And we have the thrusters and the brain exactly where it needs to be. When you complete a mission, you take the next mission and you put it on top. This time we're moving up, blasting off into space. Our mission is now Protect. We would discard the card that we used for movement, whether we had used all of the movement points or not. When you complete a mission, you have to discard the card. And also when you complete a mission, you get to draw a card. In fact, that's the only way that you get new cards into your hand. And there we go. We're going to keep doing this until we either run out of cards or we complete 7 missions. Now, I do have a card that would match that movement type. So that would give us 4 movement points. We could also move any module to be adjacent to this module. That's the detector. Yeah, I like that. I think we'll go with this. So we have 4 movement points. We could use little notches if we want, but we can't move diagonally. We have the arrows, so we can move as far as we want, but we have to move in orthogonal directions. Don't think that's going to be a problem. For my first move, I think I want to do this. Moved all the way across there. Now that's in the right spot. We need to get the probe down here. So I could do that in a couple different ways. I think the easiest way is just to do this. We can place this adjacent to this, which is right there. Diagonal is adjacent. Then we'll spend another movement point to move this here. Yeah, we got 2 more movement points. So 1 will slide over here. And then for the last one, we'll slide up. And there we go. Perfect. If possible, you'd love to complete these missions using just 1 card. So we're going to grab the next one. We have Contact. Discard this card. Get a new one. This seems like a tricky one. We could use this to get that extra movement point. 3 movement points. I'd be surprised if we can do this in 3 movement points. This will let us swap this module with any other module. So that's definitely something to think about. Ooh, this is hard. This one is going to be tricky. So we could flip that. That would turn it into the detector. Or we could use this ability and just swap those 2. That's probably better. Then we could go 1, 2. And we can flip this and make it a brain. Then the brain will be in the right spot. And then we can just move this down for 3. Hey, I think that does it. Oh my goodness, I think we can do it with just this 1 card. But we will have to flip this. Yeah, okay, so we're going to do this swap, first of all. That's free. That gets this in the right position. We have 3 action points. We're going to go 1. We're going to go 2. It's just diagonal. We're going to flip this. So now it becomes a brain. And then for 3, we just move this diagonally down here. Incredible. I didn't think we were going to be able to do that. Remember, you can always pause and try to figure out this puzzle for yourself. See if you can find a better way of doing it. We now have hitchhike. And once again, we have the all direction arrows. So we could do this one. That would give us 3. And we can swap that with any module. Okay, so we could swap these two. And then I could flip it. That'd be interesting. Then this could come diagonally to there. That would get those two in place. Oh, we need something there. Oh, wait a minute. They're there. But this just needs to be there. Ooh, this one's tough too. Now I don't have to use this card. I mean, I could use, this if I thought that was better. We'd still get 4. We just wouldn't get the extra because it doesn't match. And honestly, that might be better because then we can move any module to be next to a brain. So I can move that here. This could move over 1, 2, or I could just move this here. Then that's lined up. Oh yeah, that's how we do it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna use this. So we're gonna go move anything adjacent to a brain. So we'll put that there. That's adjacent to that brain. So then for 1, we'll move this over here like that. So then that's all where it needs to be. And then we just go boop, boop. Beautiful. Done. Get a new card here. Discard this one. And now we need to draw a card, but we're out. So we take the discard pile. We don't shuffle it. We just flip it over. And that becomes the new deck. And then we'll draw one. So we still have our 4 cards. We've been able to complete each one of these just using 1 card, which is great. And this isn't so bad, because we could just move this over. Move that over. We have 2 of them that would match here. Swap. I think I'm going to do this one. So we will be getting 3 movement points. So let's start by just moving that there. 2 movement points left. What if I move this here? Now this is where it needs to be. I could move this up. I mean, my thought is to move this over, but we need to get this up there. Unless I flip this. Okay, this might be crazy, but I'm going to flip both of these. Boom and boom. And then I'm going to use the power to move anything adjacent to this. I'm going to use that to move this here. Because now it's adjacent. I can then do 1 move to get this here. And my last move to go here. And then we've got it. Not bad, not bad. Okay, next mission. This is the 6th mission. We still have 4 cards, so we're doing great. And this one is save. Yeah, we could slide this one all the way over if we had an arrow. 1. Then those 2 would be where they need to be. Or we could get 5 moves if we use this, but then that's not an arrow. But we could swap this with any other card. Ooh, I don't know if that helps. This is tough. Swap that with any other module. Swap that with any other module. I would have to flip. Yeah, I don't think I like using this. I think I want the arrow because I want to be able to go boom right to here. And then I can just slide that over here. And that'll all be in position. And then that just moves over there, right? That seems right. So I'm going to play that. Oh, it doesn't match, so that's only going to be 2. So that would be 1. That would be 2. Oh, this works. Oh, no, that's swap. Ah. Well, that's okay. I couldn't do it in 2, but I still think this is better. So we'll do 1 like this. Boom, boom. That's 1 action point. Oh, no, that still doesn't work. Yeah, it's fine. So then for my second one, I'll go like that. So we've used up that card. So then I'll play... I'll play this card, and then we can just go boom. And there we go. We got it. So we are going to have to discard that. Took us 2 cards, unfortunately. But now we're down to our last mission. And we have 3 cards to do it. So I think we'll be in good shape. Okay, I think this is going to be no problem, barely an inconvenience. We're going to flip this because we need that module. We'll play this. We can swap that module with any other module. We now sort of have that. And what we need is this down here. Ooh, okay. Actually, we need a few more things than I was thinking. This is definitely not going to be the most efficient way of doing this, but that's okay. We only get 2 moves. So 1 move, I'm going to move this down diagonally through like that. So then we have that lined up. We need 2 things here. And then that there. On second thought, got a better idea. I can go first move here. This is all still connected. And then I'll go second move here. Okay, so that's that card. Now I'll play this one. That's going to let me move any module adjacent to this. So I'll do that now, but it won't cost a movement. So I have 2 movement. 1 down to here. And 2 over there. And there we go. We completed all 7 of our missions. We had 1 card left in our hand. That is a win on hard. And that was a complete solo game of Astro ROVE. Again, if that looked interesting to you, please go check out the campaign. A link to the Kickstarter page is in the description below. I'd like to thank all the financial supporters of Totally Tabled, including the Totally Radical Hextra, John Kohler, Scott Myers, and Jay Satterwhite, as well as the Totally Bodacious Poppy. If you're interested in becoming a member, you can join on YouTube or my Patreon at www.patreon.com/totallytabled. You'll gain access to my new exclusive podcast, Table Talk, as well as unboxing videos and whatever extra stuff I come up with. As always, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.